things for you.
Let's get the shit.
Hello, chat room. Welcome back to yet another stream.
Whoa.
So
It's the Wizard of fucking Oz Royale.
I know, right? It's such a amazing matchup. But
what a film! What a book!
What a everything!
Material starring James Franco.
That is true. That is true. But I don't think this matchup needs much elaboration. I think you look at it and you're just like, yeah. But I think
question is old as time. I mean, really, let's think about it here.
Yeah.
Who would win between the three Gooners that Dorothy comes across?
Gooners? You're gonna call them Gooners?
Hey.
All right.
By all means, they are goons. Let's be real here.
Yeah, well,
I don't know about that one.
But
I think what does need some explanation is our the debaters for today, because we got not one but two newcomers to off. So we'll start first things first. We got Aqua here. Say hello, Aqua.
Hello, it's me. I'm back. I'm gonna debate for the goat today.
Yeah. She Aqua's gonna be debating for the Cowardly Lion. So
the Cowardly Aqua will be approaching the stand.
Yeah.
Let's see. Underdog of the century right here.
Yeah. And then I don't know. Out of the two of you, who goes first? Who wants to go first?
Let's do in reverse order of when they're introduced. The Lion was last, and the Tin Man, right?
Yeah. All right.
I am okay. Sorry.
All right. So for the Tin Man, we got Narrow Triangle.
Hello. I am Narrow. I just kind of exist. Tin Man, more like Win Man.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah,
fucking shit.
Holy shit! And finally, repping the Scarecrow, the goat. We got Ecto. Say hello, Ecto.
It is my life's mission to turn this line into a fucking rug, and I will not rest until I get this done.
All right, kind
off the bat.
Kind of awesome, dare I say? But yeah, I think I think let's just jump right into this hippo. Don't you think so?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so how should we tackle the introductions for each characters first? Should we go in order of appearance, or should we go
Order of appearance sounds goated, but might as well preface with, if anyone's not familiar with the Wizard of Oz, so Dorothy, girl, sad, then boom, tornado, goes to Oz, murder, she kills a witch.
No!
They worship her for killing a witch.
No.
Then evil witch, or second evil witch, I suppose, goes after the wickedest of witches. She lights herself on fire, gets third-degree burns. That is the real-life actress.
Yeah, got banned from Sesame Street.
Yeah. Yeah, very tragic histories.
That's real.
Everyone in this movie's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she meets three guys. They go fight.
Three chill guys who low-key don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they
that is true.
But they don't give a fuck except one thing. Their one wish, which we'll get to later. So then they accidentally kill the woman again with the murder. They meet a wizard, fraud, James Franco, boo-womp. She goes home, she wakes up, boom, it's over. Fucking spectacular story. But who else does she meet first but Ecto? Take it away.
Yeah.
So I have here the Scarecrow, who, despite his claims that he does not have a brain, which technically he's correct, he is a Scarecrow, he actually proves himself to be the wisest and smartest man in Oz, and eventually becomes the ruler for a few years in several stories, namely His Majesty the Scarecrow. He cannot feel pain and does not get tired. He does not need any sort of sustenance because he's a Scarecrow. His head is full of pins and needles, actual pins and needles. The wizard put them there. He can see very well in the dark. He's fast enough to catch crows out of the air. And perhaps the best of all, he has a gun. A revolver, even.
What? Shit.
And I think, honestly, the Scarecrow has a pretty good chance at winning this. Not only is he the de facto leader when Dorothy's not around, after she leaves the land of Oz, he becomes the king and has shown himself throughout the course of the story to be very resourceful. Really, his only two weaknesses are that because he's made of straw, he's pretty light and easy to toss around, and he is weak to fire and does have a massive fear of fire. However, I will note, he is afraid of fire. He notes to not be afraid of anything else. He will face anything else without fear.
Unlike a certain cowardly opponent, some may say. Yeah, solid points for the scare man, the straw man. But next in Dorothy's journey, after coming across the scarecrow, who else does she meet but Arrow? Take it away.
Alright. Okay, so originally a munchkin named Nick Chopper, who grew up as a woodman, growing around chopping trees. But then one day, Mr. Chopper, he decided he wanted to fuck one of the Wicked Witch of the West servant. But the witch didn't like that all that much, so she replaced all of Nick's limbs with tin ones and kept hacking away at his body until nothing but tin remained. And seeing him basically just being like a monster of a man, Nick just abandoned, became isolated until he wound up in the woods and got rusted because it was raining. And it wasn't for a year. He wasn't able to move for an entire year until Dorothy found him. And after oiling up his joints, again, Tin decided to tag along with Dorothy to meet the wonderful Wizard of Oz, just so he can gain a heart, just so he can be human again. And it's kind of obvious that the Tin Man is one of the strongest of Dorothy's party members, as he can effortlessly cut down trees, multiple trees in a row without breaking a sweat. And of course, he can't do that without his trusty axe, which he has used to chop down, to chop the heads off of the Wicked Witch of the West army of wolves, and he did that quite casually. Mm-hmm. And that's obviously, like I said, his weakness is water, but I don't see the Scarecrow or Tin Man carrying the Lion carrying around gallons of water with them. So that's why I think the Tin Man is going to be the Windman.
Ooh.
Well, thank God it's not Dorothy versus the Tin Man then, because she fucking very much experienced killing people with water. But then, after the Tin Man does his little dance and they sing, who else do they meet but Aqua? Take it away.
Alrighty. I'm obviously going for the Cowardly Lion, and I actually came prepared because I think there's a lot of good reasons to go for the Cowardly Lion today. Galil, if you may, pull up the thing I sent
we're starting on the slide. Oh, we're starting with the slides.
Oh, we're starting on the slides. We're starting on the slides.
All right. Okay.
Come on, swinging!
Okay,
Wow.
Okay.
I told you I came prepared.
Right, okay. So. All right. Okay. Oh wait. I need to stream the my.
Yeah, I gotta see these slides myself. I can't.
Yeah.
I can see it on the stream.
All right, so this is why my goat, the Cowardly Lion, wins. You know, if you cannot tell, the Cowardly Lion.
All right. Okay.
So next slide. So this is the Cowardly Lion. This is what he looks like. Pretty obvious, you know, kind of an iconic appearance. So next slide. So if you didn't catch it the last time, that's what the Cowardly Lion looks like.
No, I was unsure. This is helpful.
So the Cowardly Lion has a lot of goated win cons here. You know, obviously he's the GOAT, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. He's objectively the most threatening. He's a lion. Roar. You look at a lion, you're fucking trembling in your boots. You're not gonna fucking do anything because it's a fucking lion. He's gonna kill you and eat you. Haven't you seen Mufasa the Lion King in theaters now? Now, I want to bring up a very goated scene in the actual Wizard of Oz. If you can go to the next slide. So, in this clip...
Wow.
So if you see, in this clip, they literally walk up to the Cowardly Lion, and all three of them, the Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Dorothy are all fucking trembling in fear because of how fucking scary he is. He's a fucking lion! He's a lion! And they're fucking trembling. I don't think they're gonna have the courageous heart or brain to really actually comprehend the context of the scenario where the Cowardly Lion is actually going to be actively trying to kill them. Next slide. So here's a feat from the Wizard of Oz.
Damn it.
in which the Cowardly Lion goes out to jump out of a window. Now, if you go to the next slide, I actually got my good friend Nico Girl Kisser to calc this. Now, if you look at this, this is about 3,882.33884823 joules, which is street level power.
Whoa.
He's a street level opponent because he jumped out of a fucking window. Now, I want to get into my opponent. So next slide. The Tin Man? Who invited him? Who the fuck invited this blood? Next slide. Next slide. Next slide.
Okay.
Next slide.
This is
So, the Tin Man is, in all reality, an unworthy opponent. He's objectively the slowest, as he's made of heavy metal, and as Nero provided earlier, his joints can get locked up. His axe is useless, because it can be dodged, because they're all relative in like, speed and shit. And it's also not that hard to dodge something that is moving at much slower speeds than you. He's ugly. I mean, fucking look at him. And he has no heart, which is, again, explains why he's ugly inside and out. Next slide. So, the Scarecrow is the biggest fucking fraud in all the Wizard of Oz. Ecto claimed earlier that he becomes a king and, a lot of media, but he's a stupid fuck. He doesn't have a brain. He's objectively the least durable, as Donovan even admits earlier, because he's made of straw. He's made of straw. And he never uses his fucking mid-as-fuck gun that everybody keeps bringing up. He never fires it. We have no clue if it's even fucking full of ammo. He never uses it. He's clumsy as shit, and he can't hit his shots. This is a common theme in The Wizard of Oz, that he's very clumsy and kind of an idiot. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. So look at this stupid fucking little jig here. I hate him. I hate him so much. Fuck this stupid Scarecrow. Next slide.
Wow.
Alright.
Thank you.
Alright.
Yay, I'm clapping very loudly.
Okay. I was like, I wonder if there's another slide Aqua here. Alright, so
That's good.
Is
That was
it my
good, that was
turn?
good.
Because I have some shit to say.
Oh.
Alright.
I don't even know where to take that. Covered pretty much everything. We're not even like 20 minutes into it.
Oh, no, I've got more stuff. Believe you me.
No,
I've
yeah.
got more stuff.
Okay, so I guess the next point. Now that we know who they are and why.
We know no, we don't. Aqua didn't explain the Cowardly Lion's origins.
Oh yeah, that is true actually.
Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious. He's a cowardly lion. He's, raised as a cowardly lion. He was a
See,
cowardly.
the funny part about this is, fun fact, until recently, Aqua had literally never consumed any Oz media ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
And here's to die on this hill before even seeing the movie, which granted, she's seen it now.
You see it.
Not even Phineas and Ferb in The Wizard of Oz. Come on.
No,
Or Tom and Jerry.
Or Tom and
Or
Jerry.
Or Wicked.
Ever.
Or
Or
Oz
Lego
the Great Powerful,
Dimensions.
come on.
Oh shit.
Oz the Great and Powerful, my favorite fucking movie ever.
Oh my god, I love James Franco. Oh my god. Oh my
I love
god.
James Franco.
James
Star
Franco.
of-
Oh.
I got my favorite blacklisted Hollywood actor. Moving on. So I guess we're acquainted on the Cowardly Lion, but more importantly, and how they win. But what makes them? What makes them a little more unique? Like, what advantages are they more bringing to the table against one another? How do you see this fight playing out, Mr. Donovan Ectoplasm Cloud the Third?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So, first of all, I'm going to play devil's advocate and actually make a case for the Cowardly Lion, just to shit on Aqua a little further. So, first of all, as the original creator describes the Cowardly Lion, he is roughly the size of a full-grown horse. Fun fact, twice the size of a normal lion. That's fucking massive for a lion. Second of all, the Cowardly Lion ends up learning, like the other two, that he actually had courage the whole time. and since has become far more dependable on his own in a fight. And past the original The Wonderful Wizard of Oz story in the original novel, he did go on the most adventures, at least in the Fab 40, which are what the main 40 canon books are called, of these main three. But that's about where it ends, because we actually got to see them fight in the original story. And both the Scarecrow and the Tin Man no-sold the Cowardly Lion's attacks. They were not phased at all by his attacks. This is not even to go on to mention that the only confirmed win that the Cowardly Lion has was against a spider with a notably thin neck that he managed to snap. And if we're talking about speed, Scarecrow, like I mentioned, can snatch crows out of the air. Crows can typically fly through the air at around 70 miles an hour, a faster speed feat than what either of the other two have. And as a matter of fact, that's a good deal faster than lions can typically move. So even if the Cowardly Lion gets close, like, first of all, the statement that the gun wouldn't be loaded is sort of asinine, because that presumes, one, that wherever they got this gun, they didn't check it was loaded for self-defense, and two, he cannot operate a revolver, which is as simple as flipping a couple things, the safety and the hammer back, and then pulling the trigger. Which, as we've stated before, or as I've clarified rather, the Scarecrow was never dumb. He was a little clumsy because he was made 2 days prior to Dorothy finding him, but quickly finds out that he is literally the smartest man in all of Oz. And the Tin Man, I also want to make a case for, because the Tin Man, you could make the argument, might end up rusting, might end up getting one of his joints a bit stiff. And there's even a point in the movie where he cries, and that starts to make him rust, and he can't move anymore. And you can make the case that in the books, this motherfucker cries over bugs, actual bugs, multiple times. But in one of the later books, he gets himself, I believe, nickel-plated. And so he no longer has the problem of rusting anymore, whether it be from crying, from rain, from whatever. And if we're looking at pure physical strength, whether he's faster than the lion or not doesn't matter when he's made of metal, isn't going to rust, and can chop a tree down with one swing. He's going to fucking butcher the lion. At this point, I'm not even as much making a case for the Scarecrow. But boy, can I. Because in the video game, specifically the video game for the Nintendo DS, the Scarecrow has magic. What kind of magic, you may ask? Magic that can heal him, magic that can steal items, like, for example, an axe that he could run away with, given that he's the fastest. Or instant death. He can just deal out random instant death, and considering there are 2 people on the field other than himself, that's one of them immediately dead before they reach him. How I actually see this fight playing out is that both of them address the horse-sized lion in the room, who can defend himself, notably not that big of a threat to either of them in a fight, historically speaking, and they butcher him. And then it's a simple matter of the Tin Man either hacking the Scarecrow to pieces, or the Scarecrow being faster, casting a spell, and instantly killing the Tin Man.
Damn.
Well, I actually have a point against you, Ecto, actually. So what Ecto is referring to is the game Beyond the Yellow Brick Road. And Ecto is correct when he's saying that Scarecrow does have magic, but also has a chance to miss, and Scarecrow only has like one shot to use it. Whereas in the Tin Man, his attacks in the game are like continuous like barrage attacks where he can miss one attack, but he can also like swing it. He can also like hit the very next silk split. It's like Fury attack, like those like double hitting moves in Pokemon, basically. So Tin Man doesn't have that issue. Whereas the Scarecrow, if he misses, then he's fucked. And also, I would like to point out that in the game, the lion is okay. Scarecrow is specifically good against aquatic enemies, while the Tin Man deals extra damage to plant-based enemies. What is the Scarecrow made out of? Straw, plants.
In most continuities, at least.
Yeah, but so yeah.
As Michael Jackson, he's actually made out of garbage, of all things, which doesn't sound like a Scarecrow to me, but what do I know?
Those are all. And then Aqua, do you have anything else that that you think would be big counters to all that?
Big counters. Well, I really want to harp on the fact that on the first meeting with the Cowardly Lion, we did actually intend on attacking them. He actually did intend on like fucking fighting them until Dorothy fucking hit him. Both of these characters were fucking trembling in fear of him. And while I agree that Ecto would, or not, what Ecto said is that they would probably target the lion first, I think that actually would make them a little less coordinated in all reality. Because the Cowardly Lion is just so big, and they're also trying to balance both of the others' abilities there. The Scarecrow, I believe Ecto brought up how the Scarecrow has the ability to just instant death people, which might be a little weird to be using if you're both trying to jump the lion. Again, I mean, the lion's fucking tall. I really just want to harp on the fact, again, when they first meet the lion, they're fucking trembling in fear of him. And him being twice their size is quite a considerable advantage.
May I make a counter argument?
Go ahead.
They both have known him for many years now and are not afraid of him anymore. And in their fight, they learned that he could not harm him with them with his attacks. And also, he's not twice their size. He's twice the size of a normal lion. He's the size of a horse.
A horse is still pretty big in comparison to a human.
Oh, yeah, a horse is much bigger. I'm saying you're underselling him by saying he's twice their size. He's much bigger than that.
Well, yeah.
But they would not be afraid of him because they knew who the Cowardly Lion is, and they have fought him before. They know that he can't hurt them.
I would actually like to see where this actual canonical fight took place, and if you have a scan of it at all.
This takes place in the original Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Let me pull up the PDF and read through it while Nero makes a point in my favor.
All right.
I just volunteered Nero.
Just to sell like the Tin Man's strength. So I'm gonna read a passage from the original Wizard of Oz, just when he fought the wolves. So he seized his axe, which he had made very sharp, and as the leader of the wolves came on, the Tin Woodman swung his arm and chopped the wolf's head from its body, so that it immediately died. As soon as he could raise his axe, another wolf came up, and he fell under the sharp edge of the Tin Woodman's weapon. There were 40 wolves, and 40 times a wolf was killed. So that at least they all lay dead in the heap before the Woodman. Yeah, this dude's a killer, and maybe he won't like kill the Cowardly Lion in one hit, but like I said, his multi-hitting attacks will ensure that at least that the lion will stay dead. Will stay dead. Mm-hmm. And also Aqua, I will point out that I know we meme on this scene a lot, but immediately after the clip you played cut off, Dorothy slaps the lion, and he's just crying and shit and whatever. Okay, let's say that. So can we agree that Dorothy is the strongest wizard of Oz?
I genuinely think that's true. I genuinely think Dorothy is stronger than all three of them.
I mean, in the book, Toto also makes him cry by biting his tail. He does not have a high pain tolerance.
Okay. I'm going to read a passage. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was saying, on the other hand, crying, which would make the Tin Man rust.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. It's a good point.
It wouldn't anymore because he's nickel-plated these days, and so he can't rust anymore. He got past that.
Yeah, I'm gonna read a passage from Ozma of Oz, which is happens after the Wizard of Oz novel. Okay, so then the Tin Woodman embraced her very gently. This is referring to Dorothy, for he knew his tin arms might hurt her if he squeezed too roughly. Ooh, Tin Man scales above Dorothy. There you go.
Whoa.
So yeah, he's the strongest character actually.
Dorothy would still kick his ass, I won't lie.
Yeah, I think it's less of a matter of she's the strongest one, more that because the whole point of that scene is that he's insecure and knows that he's somewhat of a coward and he knows he's weak. He tries to use his just being a lion to intimidate people, and that's supposed to be the first time that someone has actually stood up to him and hit him back, and he immediately folds. He just starts crying. Also, something I haven't brought up to this point, which I will note now, is that the lion is insistent in the original books, after the wizard gives him his, wish at the end, which it's a mysterious green substance that is implied to be Jin, literally liquid courage. He insists that it is a temporary effect and that he is no longer brave, that it was only temporary. Meanwhile, the Scarecrow and the Tin Man still very proudly wear their heart and their brain like as a badge, so to speak.
That's so he does not regularly carry around alcohol on his person, the lion.
Not typically. No.
No, I can't say he does. Is alcohol really even a thing in Oz? It's like
The liquid courage.
Yeah, I mean,
there's
the reason
that.
The wizard has it is because he's not from Oz.
Yeah.
James Franco, of course.
I will bring up, I believe Ecto earlier brought up the fact that, was the Scarecrow becomes like king or something? The lion in their own regard, it was Scarecrow, right?
Yeah.
Well,
So,
technically all three of them.
Yeah, all three of them become, kings, so that's not really an event. The Cowardly Lion does become the king of the forest. And I do agree that, like, right, the wizard does give him a temporary courage boost. The whole point of the Cowardly Lion's story is that at the end of the day, he had the courage to do a lot of things to begin with. While he is cowardly and while he is fearful, he will still be brave enough to deal with those problems. So while we keep harping on the beginning of the film, where, oh, he gets bitch slapped by Dorothy, at the end of it, if we're taking both of them at their peaks, then the Cowardly Lion would also still be at least brave enough to fight back against his adversaries in this fight. So I don't think he's going to cheap out and be a little bitch as soon as the fight starts. I don't think that's really a factor here.
Which it might not be. I don't think it's that big a deciding factor. A note I want to point out is that all three of them do technically become kings. The difference is in their domains and how they become king. The lion is considered the king around the forest, as his words. Because he's a lion, and for really no other factor, he goes around bullying all the animals because they're weaker than him, and that's the only reason anybody really considers him the king. The Scarecrow becomes the king of all of Oz, which is made up of 4 countries. Oz itself is a continent, for those not in the know. And he is appointed as the king of Oz because he is seen as the best leader. He is seen as the de facto smartest and best suited person there to lead. And when it comes time that there's someone better suited, he hands it off. The Tin Man, I think, is particularly crowned the king of the western country of Oz. I forget what it's called. It's a quarter of Oz. It's not the entirety of Oz, but it is still a bigger domain than what the Cowardly Lion has. The Cowardly Lion only rules over a single forest in Munchkin Country, whereas
he was given the pity land.
Yeah.
Damn.
He took his land by being a bully. There's very little actual claim behind that.
This is not looking good for the lion. I'm sorry.
I actually want to hear more from the Tin Man a little bit because I hear a lot of Scarecrow stuff. I'm working on something on the back end.
But if you want to look for it yourself, the fight between the lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, Scarecrow and Tin Man versus the Cowardly Lion, I believe is in Chapter 6 of the original Wonderful Wizard of Oz book. Chapter 6 or 7. My phone will not open PDFs right now, so womp womp.
Yeah, Nara, do you have any points against so I feel like we'll talk more about it later, but I do feel like the Scarecrow has a sizable amount of advantages over both. What do you think it would come down to between the Tin Man and the Lion?
The Tin Man and the Lion, specifically, I feel like the Tin Man and Scarecrow would just jump the Lion because again, like Ecto said, they've done that before. And I know, in their post Oz journeys, I know, and specifically Ozma of Oz, which is what I mostly looked at, Oz stuff. The line is not present, but it was just I know Tin Man and Scarecrow, they're the closest in the story of Wizard of Oz because they sometimes have debates over what would be better, having having a brain or having a heart, intelligence over emotions and all that. So I feel like those two would come to an understanding and just jump the Cowardly Lion, because the two of them have actual weapons, like one a gun and two an axe, while the lion is a fucking lion. He's just gonna die. And yeah,
Yeah. And I also want to ask, for Hippo and Galil specifically,
Yeah.
are we considering this fight over when is it to the death?
Doesn't have to be, but I do imagine.
Someone's gonna get their throat ripped out. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So if it's just to the point of incapacitation, I still do think that the majority of scenarios aren't going to go in the lion's favor. But if it's to the death, the Scarecrow and the Tin Man can't die, at least not by any means that the lion has. Because since they don't need to eat, they don't need to sleep, they don't need any kind of sustenance, they're kind of just kept alive by being. They don't really die by any traditional means. You can rip all the stuffing out of Scarecrow, you can tear him to pieces, but not only does he have healing magic that he can cast to heal himself with, any straw or really any kind of material at all that he can restuff himself with will work. And for the Tin Man, the lion just doesn't have the means to hurt him that much. He doesn't have the means to cause significant damage to him.
That's a pretty that's a pretty big point. Okay, well, in that case scenario, that I feel like we've been picking on the lion enough. Where's your stance on the Tin Man versus the Scarecrow?
right. Like I said in Beyond the Yellow Brick Road, Tin Man deals extra damage to plant-based enemies. Again, Scarecrow made out of straw. It's a plant thing. So if it's down to Scarecrow and Tin Man, yeah, he's fucked. And I know, like, Ecto brought up, like, oh, well, what if Scarecrow uses his awesome Batman branded magic to take the Tin Man's axe? Well, like, then what? Well, then what's gonna happen? Like, as established, Scarecrow is clumsy. I feel like the moment he gets that axe, it'll be like comically too heavy for him, and he'll just drop it. And I don't think
he disarms him, he's gonna shoot him.
Okay, yeah, but the Tin Man is entirely made out of like tin. He's completely made out of metal. I feel like if the Scarecrow shoots him, the bullet's just gonna ricochet and not really slow him down. And again, Scarecrow isn't physically strong enough to contend with the Tin Man, and the Tin Man will just chop him to pieces.
A bit that I didn't note, you did note that in the Tin Man's origin, there's a few different origins given for him, but usually it's something along the lines of he did something the witch didn't like, and then he got slowly turned into tin, and he used to be human. With the Scarecrow, it's not clear. Sometimes he was built and just put up, sometimes he was alive to begin with and hung up. But I think my favorite story about his potential origin, posited within the canon Oz books, is that he was the ruler of a foreign land that died, got sucked into a beanpole, and sent through the planet to the other side of the beanpole, which happened to be the stick that he was mounted on as a Scarecrow, and he was just stuck there in the body of a Scarecrow now, because the Scarecrow was already there. His soul just got sucked through a stick that was poking through the earth, and now he's a Scarecrow. Which, like, doesn't add anything to the debate. That's just stupid, and I wanted to bring it up. I think it's really funny.
On the bullet point, I didn't consider. So the main point of they don't really need like bodily functions to survive. So even if the bullet pierces the Tin Man, would that like do anything to kill him?
I mean, if he hits him in the right spot, it might lock up one of his joints, but that's not going to stop him for that long.
So this is an infinite fight.
The first fight to never end.
Yeah.
So if it's going strictly to incapacitation, yeah, like as Nero
in their case, it probably would be. They could kill the lion because he can't die. But in this case, it probably could be incapacitation.
To come to a real verdict, strictly between the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. The Tin Man can keep attacking more or less indefinitely as long as his fucking arms are still attached. The Scarecrow can keep stuffing himself, but if he's chopped up to small enough bits, he does eventually need to use magic, and if it's to the point where he's run out of healing spells, then he's sitting there, like, not dead, just waiting for someone else to put him back together. And in that instance, where the Tin Man has made him deplete all of his healing magic and has just left him there in bits, I think that's a fair win con for incapacitation. I think the Tin Man takes it in that scenario. Otherwise, it goes indefinitely, but the Tin Man definitely holds more edges, I would say. Because like Nero stated, a lot of Scarecrow's magic does have a chance to miss. The Tin Man is working with an elemental advantage over him, if we're considering that. And if we're just considering the originals, then Tin Man is unquestionably the most durable and the strongest, and the Scarecrow really just isn't going to hurt him at all.
Does the Tin Man or the Lion have any magic from the games, or is that a Scarecrow exclusive then?
I know Lion has magic, but that's like shields, I guess, and like debuffing. I think.
He's mostly support. It's mostly like tanking magic, which, I mean, in this scenario, again, given just they're inherently like, I feel like the biggest disadvantage the Lion has is that the other two are inherently supernatural in just how they exist.
Oh, sorry, you haven't talked in a while. Do you have anything to add?
I think the Cowardly Lion's funny.
I'm sick of
I really don't have much to add. I think I will bring up that I do agree that in a to the death scenario, when you have two characters who can't really die, I think the Lion's just kind of screwed. So the main thing I'm kind of stuck on right now is I really haven't heard anything conclusive stat-wise for the Scarecrow or the Tin Man. I brought up that street level feat earlier, which I'd imagine they probably... I imagine physically they downscale from the Lion. But I would like to hear more conclusive stuff, because that's the main thing keeping me really on the Lion side right now in a non lethal fight, I guess.
All right, I got something.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Okay, so this is also from the original Wizard of Oz book. So for context, they're trying to get to the other side of a large gulf. Yeah, basically. And so I'll read the quote. And they basically find like a big tree, and the Tin Man gets to work. So the woodman set to work at once, and so sharp was his axe that the tree was soon chopped nearly through. And for context, this tree had to be big enough that everyone had to the tree was big enough and presumably wide enough that that Dorothy, Scarecrow, Tin Man, and the Lion can walk across it to get to the other side. So it was presumably wide enough so that all of them could get through. Can stand on top of it at once.
So how strong is that?
Yeah, sure.
According to Versus Battle Wiki, that's at least a street level feat. And I guess also
the even.
I'd say chopping down a really wide tree with a single swing is stronger than diving.
Do you got the number though?
No, but he dived out of a window, which was street level. So, we got somebody to calculate and everything. So durability. I mean, I'm just saying they're kind of equal.
Yeah, when it comes to durability, so to just break it down stats, if we're going strictly attack potency, I think the very clear winner here is the Tin Man, because there are several instances of him just instantly beheading or breaking bones or breaking trees down or doing all kinds of shit with his axe. When it comes to durability, both the Scarecrow and the Tin Man have no-souled attacks from the Lion, and neither of them can really be harmed or feel pain through any traditional means. So durability is ironically kind of a non-factor, but if you do want to include it for the sake of incapacitation arguments, he can't damage them with his attacks, and so he's going to have a hard time incapacitating them. Granted, with his ability to buff his own defense with his magic spells, it might be a little harder for them to incapacitate him, but that's still, it'll take them a while versus he can't do it at all. And when it comes to speed, Scarecrow is...
I get to finish what Axel was
just being a lion, which is still slower than...
You cut out for a second there before you could say what Scarecrow's awesome speed feat was.
Scarecrow being able to catch birds flying at likely around 70 miles an hour is faster than a lion would be. Even a lion twice as big, probably wouldn't be moving that fast. And so that's a pretty solid case, I think, because the other two don't really have notable speed feats. There's not really a stat that the lion takes conclusive. At best, he's comparable against two characters that also never run out of stamina. There are statements in the original books that they never tire. They don't ever tire. They don't ever sleep. And I believe even Tin Man's introduction calls him the never tiring and always hardworking.
Yeah, I think the unlimited stamina and endurance thing is kind of pretty big in their favor. The two major things I wanted to bring up that other people have mentioned. So in, I believe, the second live-action Wizard of Oz film, the one made by Disney, I believe, The Return to Oz.
Yes. Yeah.
Scarecrow apparently fights a mountain, according to Ghost Host. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Gnome King. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he is a mountain. I guess Scarecrow does fight him. I would have to rewatch the movie to see exactly how much work he puts into defeating the mountain. Because I'll admit it's been a very long time since I've seen Return to Oz.
Right.
But at some point I do want to make an actual blog or something on this matchup once I've had a chance to fully research it. So if it comes to case that Scarecrow is mountain level, I think that's a more solid case for why he should win. As for now, though, I'm going to say that as my memory recalls, I do not recall him directly physically contending with a mountain. I don't believe that happened.
And the other thing Ace was bringing up, Scarecrow has country-level machinery. I don't know what that would be from.
I think they're talking about another character named TikTok. That's their actual name.
Country level?
I guess, but that's TikTok's a different character. I don't think you'd give him to the Scarecrow.
No,
I'll bring it up.
That we wouldn't really use outside help for this since it's supposed to just be these three.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the idea of the fucking Scarecrow, like the King of Oz or whatever, you as an army fight. I hate that. I hate that a lot.
Yeah, he just orders the armies of Oz, all 4 countries, to just fucking hunt the Tin Man and the Lion down and kill them.
Yeah, and the Lion's army is a bunch of animals that he bullied.
Yeah, at the very least, Tin Man would have that quarter of the country, but in his corner.
You have a Bowser Eggman type conclusion where it's yeah, but all the animals kind of fucking hate the lion.
Yeah, they do not fight. Well, okay, so granted, in the original book, there is a bit more time between the wizard accidentally leaving Dorothy behind and her going to Glinda to go home. In that time, they say, "Oh, there's a big spider in that cave, and he's being mean to us." And the Cowardly Lion is like, "Okay, I'll fight him." Which, think, okay, fights a big spider, might be kind of impressive. When he goes into the cave, he finds the spider sleeping, and it's noted that the spider has an unusually thin neck, so the lion just goes up and fucking snaps his neck while he's sleeping. Which, I don't know how much of a feat you could consider that, but it is legitimate means of he got rid of the person that was picking on all of them, and that's where they decide, okay, never mind. We like the lion now. We decided he's cool.
See, the lion's cool. They agree.
But the winner's probably lion.
He epically snapped the spider's neck. I don't know what else to say here, bro.
Ghost is adding context that it would be more TikTok's or Scarecrow's tail. Scarecrow scales to TikTok. That's a mouthful. And he has 1/3 of the work that defeated the Gnome King, so that's why it would be decided for the country or the mountain thing. I don't remember.
Can I ask a host for a little bit of context for why Scarecrow scales to TikTok? Because I know that while he was the King of Oz, TikTok being just a part of the army would have worked under him. I don't recall, at least during my research, finding any point where he directly contends with him. That said, if you'd believe it, I did not read all 40 of these novels, the canon ones, for the sake of researching this. I do not have the
time. Ghost is asking if you can join VC. Yeah, sure. You will get 6 people on here, yeah.
Here comes a new challenger.
Nah,
I'm adding
like-
I'm this as a loss for Ghost because he joined
We're two ghosts of a graveyard, he and I.
So again, what delayed is this?
Oh no.
Ghost should be able to join. There we go. Ghost.
There he
we go.
is.
There he is.
So explain yourself, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. In actually the 5th theatrical release of The Wizard of Oz, there's 2 silent films before. The entire plot is the Gnome King fucked up Oz. This includes on screen the Tin Man and fucking the Lion. The ending is I can't remember if it's Jack or TikTok, but I know the Scarecrow is there. It is Scarecrow, Dorothy, and like either TikTok or Pumpkin Jack doing a tug of war against the Gnome King, trying to get a gem that had either Jack or TikTok. I should also note that TikTok is stated to be built by the Scarecrow. Should be equipment. I'll be real.
He's a person. TikTok's a fucking person.
No. TikTok is considered not a person because the Gnome King turned people who were like, he turned actual people into stone. The reason
Yeah.
TikTok was not turned to stone is because he's not a person.
To somewhat compound that, when the Tin Man is discussing why he does miss having a heart, it is brought up that TikTok, being purely mechanical to begin with, does not have a heart or human emotions. I wouldn't give him to the Scarecrow for the sake of this debate, but if he scales directly to TikTok, that's a different conversation.
It's like 1/3. It was like a tug of war against like the Gnome King, who is in like. It's weird. It's like a seed, like a clay maiden kind of thing, but it's meant to be like he is the mountain, and how the entire movie portrayed him is that he is the mountain itself.
We're adding you to the poll at the end for TikTok, and you're probably gonna lose.
Don't add me for fucking TikTok. That's some bullshit. TikTok's for the Scarecrow. You cannot fuck me twice on a poll.
I'm adding
I'm
that,
not in.
and then I'm noting that your character is right next to Don. So we have two. We have a ghost and a cloud next to each other.
Can we add
you!
something together then?
I'm not
Can we
a
add something
clown!
together then? Yeah, hold up. Hippo. First, it was Uncle going up against people with disabilities. Now it's you going against people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I try my best.
Also, I guess the chat's saying, what about the black hole stuff for Tin Man?
The freaking
of
what?
course.
Yeah, I think on New Scroll, there's like a thing called the Galaxy of Oz, where Tin Man, he builds an epic rocket ship, and he gets like a black hole feed somewhere in the middle of there.
Yeah, I will say, when I was making a comprehensive media list for the blog that I plan on doing, there were legitimately hundreds of pieces of media that I had to check out. Just the books were over 100 different books, and it is obscene. There's so much shit that I would have to research for that, including, but not limited to, a Zelda game, Super Sentai, Phineas and Ferb, Tom and Jerry, The Muppets, and the list goes on. It also, DC, they just meet the Scarecrow and some of the residents of Oz in a Shazam run. Fun fact.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think my
Owen,
favorite
what was
thing on
it you
that list
told
is
me?
Codename Steam.
Yeah, Codename Steam. What was it, a 3DS game?
Yeah, it's a
So what's
3DS
the one
game.
you told me about Dawn in the NEM server about the Michael Jackson one?
The Wiz?
Yeah, that is. It originally started as a theater show called The Wiz. And I mean, one of the biggest things about it was, especially for the time, it was an all-black cast, which was pretty progressive. And for the film adaptation, they got Michael Jackson. I think just between like him being part of the Jackson 5 and then transitioning into his own music, somewhere in the interim between then, to play the Scarecrow. And in this version, he's made out of garbage, and yeah, he's played by Michael Jackson. He's also played by Kermit the Frog. My goat, the Scarecrow.
This is tough. Oh, and Lego Dimensions, yeah. I feel like the fundamental point is that I feel like no matter where they scale, they all kind of just scale to each other.
Yeah.
So it's a little, it's funny, but yeah, I feel like there's no. I mean, I guess for Return to Oz, is Scarecrow the only one that carried over to that?
The Tin
Yes, more.
the
or
Tin Man here, but also they're like defeated by the Gnome King off screen.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
how they're all like mid fight. Like I think Tin Man's like mid swinging of his axe, and then he's just defeated.
So I suppose. Well, they all have. In that case, they all have different arguments for why each would be stronger than the other. So they'd probably just kind of even out. But yeah, Galil.
Yeah.
Or actually, we can do closing thoughts. I feel unless you guys have anything more.
So should we like wrap up like what our general
You
thoughts?
just kind of wrap it. Why you think? Just tell.
Let me
Yeah.
double check my notes to make sure I'm not forgetting anything.
Yeah. In the meantime, we probably can. Do we post the poll now? We could.
Let's wait till after closing. Let's wait till after
Okay.
closing.
Remember to include TikTok in the poll.
TikTok.
Go
Actually,
to TikTok.
And is it how's it
Yeah.
spelled? How's it spelled? Is it spelled like the actual like
I
the
think
foot
it's
spell?
like a clog.
Okay.
Yeah, it's spelled TICK hyphen TOC.
Okay. Thank you for the hyphen.
Yeah.
It's
Spider
like
It's like
hyphen.
Spider-Man, you can't forget it. It's tick
Yeah.
hyphen talk.
Cowardly lion.
Fraud.
The lion will in fact not be in last place. So there we go.
I disagree.
Well, hopefully.
Oh, a thing I wanted to bring up, not necessarily for the debate, when they're discussing characters like the Patch Girl or Jack Pumpkinhead or the Tin Man or Scarecrow, and they're referencing specifically where they came from, they either refer to them as former meat people or non-former meat people. That's their words, is that if they were originally a flesh and blood person, they were a meat person. I'm not the biggest
there's no other word. It's just
also
non-meat
just
person.
to throw another thing out there for the Cowardly Lion. His best friend is the Hungry Tiger, whose whole bit is no matter how much he eats, he is always hungry.
Oh, he's never full. Wow.
Yeah, specifically, he always has a craving to eat, and I quote, a fat baby, but his morals will not allow him to do so.
Yeah.
So he's not going to eat a baby, but he really wants to, and the Cowardly Lion, I guess, really fucks with that.
Holy fuck.
Sounds like a great army fight. We gotta get the starving tiger.
So, take this as my Clone High fucking anti-Abe campaign. He's never said he doesn't eat babies, so...
God.
I guess to give my closing arguments for the lion. I think the lion's funny. I think he's goated. I think all you guys are slanderous fucking cretins who hate the lion are out to fucking get him. Fuck all of you.
Damn. Damn.
Now, I know we've had a rough few off the records, right? I know you all think I'm fucking stupid and I can't get a single win, right? All I want is to not get last place, chat. Can you do this for me?
Nah.
And I'll even give you something to entice you. If you think ectospasm is a cloud, vote for the lion.
Ooh.
Alright, here's something to entice you with instead. If you're tired of seeing the bitch-ass Cowardly Lion and you want to see that motherfucker skinned and turned into a rug, vote against him. Doesn't matter. Scarecrow, Tin Man, you have two other options right there that you could pick instead. If you believe in the truth, do not vote for the Cowardly Lion.
Yeah, and I guess you should vote for the Tin Man because no matter, I feel like again, no matter we touched on this like earlier, no matter like where you put them stat wise, they're always going to be like relatively like similar in stats, but Tin Man has stayed to be like the strongest between the three, and he should generally be like the strongest of our three combatants. And also in Wicked, he's played by Ethan Slater, who played SpongeBob SquarePants in the SpongeBob SquarePants musical. So that's why you should vote for Tin Man.
Does this mean I can make an argument for TikTok now?
Oh.
No.
No.
Instant death hack. All I'm saying.
All right. So chat room.
You could say it.
All right. Chat room. So who would really win?
The Wizard of Oz.
Really think it over.
Ooh, really grind it over.
Really need to mull over. Really turn those gears in your head. Crush the insects between the gears of the paste.
Already at 10 votes. Who should I pick? Oh wait, I forgot we didn't give our votes. Go. Who do you think?
Currently, Lion loses. I would personally lol. I would fucking laugh, but that's just me. If you agree, vote for the.
I would literally piss and shit myself.
I would literally kick my legs and squeal like a fucking chimp.
No.
Lion. That's just
like,
me, though.
like a little speak, please.
Oh my
God.
I would be real. I've been so blacked out this entire fucking.
I figured.
And I'm okay. Honestly, but what do you think? What do you think?
Oh, I think the Scarecrow wins. But that's all. I feel like.
Okay, so I can do this. Okay, I can do this two ways. I could go off who I think wins, or whoever presented the funnier argument.
Who do you think presented the funnier argument? I mean,
No, if you're going by funny argument, I want you to take into consideration
how is the Tin Man?
How
winning?
old the joke got.
Yeah, I win.
The Tin Man's winning, and it's by a decent margin too.
I believe it.
Actually, TikTok and Scarecrow
You know
are
what?
winning.
You know what? How about this?
Jesus
I'll make it fair to
Christ.
everyone. I will spin the wheel to see who wins. I'll spin the wheel.
What? People voted
This is
fair and
tragic.
square. Come on.
Yeah, what the
I
fuck?
want to know. No, Glow, I want your genuine fucking vote. Who are you voting for?
Well, we're gonna. I'll give my vote. I'll give my vote. Oh, give me like
This
2
is
seconds.
bullshit. This is an outrage. I'm in the Fed.
Hippo, you've got my back, right? Come on.
I voted.
He
for
literally
the
said
Scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
Hippo, you fucker.
Okay, in my defense, Scarecrow's not winning the poll.
Okay.
No, there's actually 47%.
It's so crazy
Alright.
we have 19 votes but 16 viewers.
Alright, okay, let's
Thanks, guys.
Okay, well, Aqua, you're unlocked
Uh,
because the wheel spun on you. Okay, so my vote goes for
Let's
Swan.
go.
Oh my fucking god.
I got
This is
someone.
crazy.
I got someone.
You fucking cringe at it.
Oh my god. Okay, well,
Crazy.
All right, gambler's fallacy.
the math ain't mathing. I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
Hold on,
it's
math ain't
picked at
math,
random,
yeah.
that's not a real vote.
No,
Yeah.
that's
No,
a
we're-
real vote. That's a real vote.
No, I think
Hold on, this is a tie. This is a tie because Hippo's voting for Scarecrow. The chat voted for Tin Man, and then Glow voted for Cowardly Lion.
The gods needed it.
Fuck.
The god.
What is?
Ghost, who do you vote for and you can't vote for yourself?
Oh,
This
I vote for.
is-
He
Hippo.
debated for Scarecrow. What are you talking about?
Okay, so if you don't vote for Scarecrow, vote for the Tin Man. Vote for the
Hold
Tin
on.
Man.
Hippo, I can't vote for myself, right?
Yeah, you can't.
You
vote
said
for
I
yourself.
represented TikTok. I'm voting Scarecrow. Boom.
Okay, well, fuck, I don't know how we decided.
Okay.
Actually, no, you can't vote for
You
yourself.
said that TikTok is a part of Scarecrow's arsenal, so you had to be for either of them.
Actually, wait, no, TikTok's included. Do you think TikTok wins?
Oh, I mean, you either take the statement that he's the strongest in like in the army of Oz,
Yeah.
which includes
Yeah.
the Tin Man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's a draw. It's a four-way draw.
Let's go.
A
Let's
fucking
go.
four-way draw. How the? Okay, hold on. I'm spinning the wheel again. Hold on.
Like, oh,
Let's spin the wheel.
Oh my god, is
That's
this how I
a
can lose my first fucking off the record?
Okay,
Man,
no,
there's
alright,
a debate here.
Okay,
Okay.
land on Scarecrow. Alright, okay, we're good. Okay,
God
okay.
damn it.
There we go.
I can't believe this.
There we go.
This is crazy.
This is blasphemous.
This is bullshit.
Do I hear all vote Scarecrow? I think this is a Scarecrow sweep. If you like the Scarecrow, comment Scarecrow sweep in the chat.
Comment, I fucking hate the Cowardly Lion if you think
Yeah,
Scarecrow wins.
Comment His Majesty the Scarecrow in the comments in the chat.
His
Hit the
Majesty.
subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with your friend, share it with your grandma, share it with your dog.
The
Jesus.
okay, so
How did this end in
winner
a
is
four-way tie
Scarecrow.
and the fourth person isn't Dorothy? That's crazy.
yeah.
That is crazy. It's TikTok. All right, so another loss to the board, Aqua.
another ball.
This is fucking rigged against me. Why does Scarecrow have instant death hacks? Why is that a thing? Why did the Oz Riders hate the Cowardly Lion so bad? They fucking hate him.
Nah.
Why do you like the
They
Cowardly
hate the
Lion?
Cowardly Lion. Because
Why do you like
awesome. Because he's
No, he's
awesome.
So we put
awesome.
somebody to rest. The Cowardly Lion's fucking dead.
If there was anything nice to say about the Cowardly Lion, you fucking glazing him with no points to make has made me hate him. I fucking hate him.
I'm glad. Fuck you. You
Yeah.
cloud.
You clown.
The
Not
Cowardly
taking
Lion
that.
lost the
Half of your arguments are just look at this gif. Yo, bro, look at this meme on my phone. That's not an argument.
No, the other argument was how the Tin Man's really ugly. Consider that.
Yeah.
The Tin Man's
Let's-
fucking
let's-
badass, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Let's not sell this short.
Kinda fucks.
In the game Grimm's Notes, all three of them are playable, and I'll say there, the Cowardly Lion has by far the worst design of the three. They made Tin Man an awesome steampunk cyborg, and they made Scarecrow a twink witch. I don't know why he's a witch. I don't know why they keep making him a mage, but they did. And they made the Cowardly Lion kind of just a big dude with a beard. There's like no vibe going on. It's
Tragic.
like a watered down flat soda version of Leo Whitefang. It's not the
So with the it doesn't even fucking matter because the Scarecrow got the more votes. But between the public chat, Tin Man won with 42%, TikTok won with 26%, Scarecrow won with Scarecrow at 21%, Cowardly Lion got 10%.
Yes, I love you, chat.
What the fuck?
I hate you, chat.
What
I
the
hate
I'll
you.
consider. Okay, fine. I know Ectos in the middle of our debate said that Tin Man would probably win, so I'm counting that. This is my victory. Fuck you.
What the fuck?
Rigged. This is rigged from the start.
Okay, alright, okay, so
This was
this was certainly the stream of all time. This was certainly the
Check out like 2 weeks from now, Infinite versus Jiren, which will be even more serious.
even better. Alright,
This is
chat room.
great. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, Aqua, thank you, Nero, and thank you, Ecto, and thank you, Ghost Host, I guess.
Yes, you weren't invited, but
Oh, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on. And I thank all the viewers right now who managed to stick with us throughout this entire stream.
Yeah, very consistent chat. Yeah, that's not usual.
Yeah.
What can I say? The Oz Royale is really. It's that big a deal.
I know,
It
it's
is
that
that big
guy.
of a deal. It's that serious.
Yeah.
It's massive. It's massive, and it
you
will
want to know
never
what else
fade.
is massive?
It will
Goku
never
versus
fade.
Hey, what
Superman,
imagine if Ninja got a low taper fade?
Shut the fuck. Anyways, good night, chat room. New video maybe on Christmas. We're having some problems right now.
We'll see.
Yeah, a little problems, but see you guys next week. Yeah.